All right, like in part one, I tried to give you an explanation of what went on. And like I explained, Royal Tiger had these guns for 800 bucks. Then they dropped the price down to 500. Their cut down rifles are still priced at 500. They haven't been adjusted. So their business practice or how they do things makes no sense to me. There were 9 of these guns. They are currently sold. Now, the gun I got that I paid $800 for, pretty nice condition, came well packed. I said, that ain't a bad deal. Well, they dropped the price 300 bucks. Okay, are these guns the same as that one? Because at 500 bucks, it's even a better deal. So I did this for 2 reasons. A, now I will have 3 guns, basically have a base price of $600, whether these are good or bad or whatever. And they're quite rare. And if I ever do run across somebody interested in collecting them, I should be able to recoup what I have in them fairly easily. So, without any further ado, let's see what we got. Now I ordered 2, and right off the bat, this one here, when it came, of course FedEx tumbled them out. This one had some motion in it. Now the first one, if you go to that video, you'll see where it was really well wrapped, really well packed. This one here, it kind of come up short on the bubble wrap. And put some peanuts in there. But when I opened it up, I could see where this jammed in there. So packing was a little bit off. Don't really know what we got here, but we'll look. Now the next one, this one is a little bit in better condition. This one does not have, oh yeah, it does. This one's bouncing like crazy too. So packing, the $500 price, a little bit less. It was way better packed the other way. So, but it's still better than the older one sheet of bubble wrap. And yeah, see this one. Should open it from the other end. Well, I'm going to get it out of the box without making a mess, and I'll get back to it. Okay, both of these were somewhat loose in the box. This one wasn't too bad. The other one got thumped, and then again with the FedEx, I mean, the guy he tumbled these boxes out of the back of the truck. Okay? So, the packing's a little bit lacking here on this shipment. I guess when you buy something for 800 bucks, they want to be impressive. But, let's get a unwrapped here and see what we got. Well, there's one. A little bit worse shape, but this one does have Ethiopian writing on it. Yes, looks like it's been repaired. So already I can see there's issues. It is not as good as the first one I got. Let's take a look at our other one. Let's see what the hell we got there. stock markings, Ethiopian writing, different rear sight. Yeah, we got 2 different rear sights here, actually 3 different, which is kind of unusual. But more of that when we cover it. So it looks like I have 3 slightly different variations. This one's got a crack in it. Alright, we'll get the camera over, take a close-up, and see what we got. Alright, my theory on paying $800 and getting the best gun out of the lot, I think is true. If I received either one of these for $800, I would not be happy. That's kind of why they lowered the price. So I don't know what they're going to do with the cut downs. Well, let's look at the nicest one from the bunch. This one here, it's the only gun I have in my collection with the stock stamping for the Italian colonial troops. Okay, it's the only example I have. This one here isn't too bad metal-wise like that, but we got a crack in the stock here, which stuff like that doesn't bother me. I can go and Duraglass it or whatever. I'll repair it fairly easily. So the stock, not too bad, not as good as the other one. You know, we got the sight in that. Now the underside, okay, the butt plate been wire brushed, screws sticking out. Okay, so stock's a little screwed up here, but good fit. Everything's there, correct band and screw, no cleaning rod, pretty good. Okay, from the top, not too terrible. Does function. I believe it's complete. Haven't pulled it apart. But one curiosity, this sight is the wrong sight. This is like the sight that goes on the 6.5 caliber conversions. It's not the correct sight. But things look good, not too terrible. Now here's the Ethiopian writing. Okay, I have to go figure this out and get it translated. This is marked up pretty good as compared to the other one that really didn't have nothing on it. Alright, so there we go there. Let's take a look at the action. Alright, much like the first one, not too terrible. A little grungy and grimy in there. I'll check these bores out in a minute. But complete, functions, locks up. So, got another one. But the condition is a bit more lacking than the first one I got. Now let's look at the side view from here. Okay. Like I said, the stock isn't as good as my first one. There is a crack in there, and the spring does work in the magazine, so the magazine is functional. But we got a crack, some divots, some pitting up here on the sight, and that. But I will go and see the wood's kind of a little dinged up. The first one was a much better example. This is the nicest one out of the group of two. So for $500, I'd say, yeah, you know, if I paid $8, I would not be very happy. Okay, the second one is in a little bit worse shape, stock-wise. Stock's a little screwed up here. The action does function, but it appears that this was welded or broken at one time. So we got a repair on the magazine. And again, I believe this sight is the correct sight for this rifle. Okay, and it does have some Ethiopian writing on here. But as we go down, actually there's probably some finish left. Wood's a little beat up. You know, we're good. We'll get it to stand up here. Alright, so we're looking at it. The wood, the tag. And then when we come to the trigger guard, kind of doesn't quite line up. So maybe they had a different trigger guard in there at one time and this thing was pieced together. And I believe there's more weld and stuff on the other side of the stock here. There's a butt plate screw missing. Stock's a little on the beat up side. Let's look at from the other angle. Alright, looking at it from the top. This one is in far worse shape. There is pitting, discoloration on the bolt and the extractor. Have not really, when I disassemble these, I'll get them disassembled and we'll do a good check on everything. Proper rear sight for the carbine. And then it writing's 2 lines, doesn't go down the barrel like the other one. So this one has Ethiopian writing on it. Now, like I said, it looks like some of the finish is still left. It's amazing. And the spring does work. And all that other fun stuff. But as you can see, this stock has some issues. It's not good. Yes, if I paid $8 for this one, I would be extremely unhappy. Alright, like I said, metal to wood finish. A little dicked. And yep, it was welded, so this thing busted apart and was re-welded to work. Stock's a little chewed up here. And if you look, you see where the pitting and stuff is. I have to check that out. It doesn't look like it's in the lug area. The lug area looks rugged. This one may or may not be a good idea to shoot this. The date is 1880. Markings are heavily worn. Some pitting and corrosion. And a little bit of a split here. But there we go. Alright, now the big question. The bores. I'm going to yank out the bolts, run the brush, clean them up, and take an eyeball. Maybe I'll be able to get the camera to look and see what's going on here. Okay, this is the better looking one out of the two. But unfortunately, the bore on this is, there's rifling, but there's pitting and corrosion. It's up in the barrel and in front of the throat, down by the chamber. From that end, it's not good whatsoever. You know, so the bore on this one is basically shot. It's not a sewer pipe. It may, you know, be able to be worked and scrubbed, but with lead bullets, it's not a good thing. And this one here, well, I'll do a conclusion, but the bore on this one, I'm going to say, is not really shootable, at least not without some work. Okay, the bore on the really crappy gun is actually alright. There's some pitting in that in there, but nothing super terrible. This probably, with a little bit of work, the bore is shootable on this. Okay, so this one, not perfect like the first one I got, but then again, you know, probably doable. But there is a problem with this gun, a serious problem. The bolt that they gave me here out of this one, This is not an 11 millimeter bolt. This is a bolt body for a 6.5 conversion. And this is still, so this bolt ain't worth a shit going into this gun. So yeah, and a welded part. This is a piece of dog crap. The only saving grace is it probably has a shootable bore, but it doesn't have a bolt to go in it. So let me give you a conclusion here. So, was my big gamble worth it? Well, it's like anybody who gambles tells you. If you come out ahead paying $840 for a damn pretty rare gun, in good shape, it's shootable, a nice bore, not a single damaged screw head, you'll walk away from the table. Okay? We'll take the best one first. This gun here, it's worn to take it apart and clean it, and it functions. It does have the correct bolt. I believe it does have the wrong sight. This is a 6.5 conversion sight on here. So that means these guns were cobbed together. This is not original. The other one does have a sight, but it's a longer sight, more or less for the rifle, not so much the carbine. So in actuality, this one is not in bad shape. It is functional. It does have a halfway decent stock. There is a crack here, okay, which must be repaired, but it does have the stamp for Colonial Forces. Downside, the bore is pretty rough in there. A lot of corrosion up in front of the throat, so somebody fired this, really didn't clean it, and there's some corrosion there, pitting in that. Will it clean up? You know, you can go in there and try cleaning it out. Maybe. Is it worth 500 bucks? If you're a collector and if you like this long scroll, this is a difficult gun to find. Yeah, I'd say this one, complete with a functioning bolt, even though it does have the wrong sight. It does have the Ethiopian thing, so collector value wise, it puts it in a different category. Shootable, I'm gonna say no. Is it worth the 500 bucks? I'd say this one really, I really wouldn't get too pissed off about if I got it for 5, okay? And the one I got for 8 is far better than this. Now, this one here. Stock looks like crap, welded up magazine. You know, getting the parts to rebuild this gun may be difficult. It's got most of the bluing on it. Date and markings are worn but visible. The stock has something to be desired, chipped, kind of in rugged shape, but not cracked. And has a whole bunch of crap stamped on here, Ethiopian-wise. Bore, little bit of pitting and dirt in there, but probably it's shootable. This is more shootable. That one's not because of the heavy corrosion right at the throat. Downside, fucked up mag and wrong bolt. This whole bolt assembly is incorrect. Okay, worth 500? No. Okay, this one we lost on. All right, but rare gun. Instead of getting pissed off and sending it back, they are hard to find. They are rare. This may be a rebuild, rework weapon. Trying to find a bolt and a mag that's in good shape. It may be possible. So again, but is it worth the 5? No. Okay. Not in this condition. So there are a bunch of others out there. USNA 98 said he was getting one. He'll post. I'd like to see what he got. but my theory is kind of correct. When I sent them the $300 more, I probably got the best gun out of the lot. It was packaged better, it was sent in a timely manner. These here, I ordered them and they shipped about a week, business days, 7 business days, they shipped out and were delivered quite quickly. The packing was not that great, and of course they hired some temp that when he opened the back of the van, the boxes rolled and you can see they were flopping around inside there. So the monkeys that deliver the shit, you know, they do stop the boxes. So it's imperative and expensive to pack the boxes well, okay? So you got 2 things working. Then again, I do these things to help you guys out, you know. It's my money, there's no advertisement, nobody gave me the money to buy these, I bought these on my own. I do like to collect these guns, so, you know, even though I'm not quite 100% happy with it, they are rare guns like I said, and, you know, the one there is probably not going to be shootable, but then again, you never know. I got some, I can try to restore this one, get it working, or build one nice one out of the parts, you know, something along that line. I don't know. Okay, but the problem is I don't have the correct bolt for the action that is shootable, which is kind of screwed up. You know, unless they modified this somehow, I have no idea. Okay, but that's my best look at it. I'm going to do one where I disassemble these and clean them, and we'll go over the components themselves and that. But it looks like these things were cobbed together. They have the wrong sights, they have the wrong bolt, and this one has been repaired after, you know, welded after it's been damaged. So, you know, that's what I got. You decide. Some people think that this has been nothing but a total waste of my money. If that's what you think, okay. But to me, it's interesting and find out again. But again, with Royal Tiger, you know, you do get some good stuff out of there. All right.